Welcome in, everybody. It's the Casual Sports Podcast. I'm Matt Morrison here with the Michael Wolfgang. Mike, how you doing today?
I'm with the Matt Morrison.
Oh yeah, the Matt
The,
Morrison.
sorry.
Oh yeah. But
Sorry. What's up?
how you doing today? Just hanging around. Got homework to do. Like procrastination is my top thing. Like I don't know why, but I just wait and wait
Well,
till the
I do
last
too, and
minute.
at the end of the semester, things get thrown on you.
Are nuts. They're nuts. Yeah,
So,
yeah. But let's get away from all that school stuff. Let's not worry about it for at least an hour because we're gonna talk sports. And that uh, sometimes I gotta get away from sports, but sometimes I just gotta get away from schoolwork. And this is the perfect
sometimes,
bit.
it's all the time, dude.
Yeah, yeah, oh, yeah, all the time. Well, sometimes I don't have any work, so it's fine. But when you have it, you want to get away from it.
Well,
But let's get in here. We're mainly going to be talking about basketball and hockey. Playoffs are, well, we're already in the NBA playoffs, but hockey playoffs, I mean, the field's pretty much all set, at least on the east side. So we'll be talking mostly that. But before we get into that, let's talk some baseball. Cleveland finally getting to go here real soon. Actually, they've had two games canceled, so because of weather conditions. So we're finally getting to play today against Chicago. So that should be good. And how about your boy yesterday, good old Vogelback hitting that one out
yeah,
for the
but they lost.
Pirates?
They cannot win in Milwaukee. Ever since I think
No,
they said it was kind of weird stat, and it's kind of surprising, but ever since that stadium was built, I think they said it opened up in like 2000, Milwaukee
yeah,
Stadium. They've the Pirates' record is like 60 and like 110 or something there. It's a hard place to
that's
play.
bad.
They've never had luck there.
Yeah, oh
So
yeah,
I mean, they're
oh
playing them.
yeah,
They're playing them right now. They're tied in the second. So we'll see.
yeah. Tied at nothing in the second, and well, like we said, we got Cleveland as well. We got Atlanta playing the Dodgers at 3 today. A lot of I like. We're seeing. I don't know if it's just the beginning of the year to start, but we're seeing a lot of 2 o'clock games on weekdays. Like
Yeah,
it's usually night games. Like Cleveland doesn't play. Well, Cleveland might have a doubleheader today too.
yeah, they
So
do. They have the ones at 2 and the ones at 5:40.
yeah, but even that like 5:40. Like usually it's a 7 o'clock game, and
Well,
we've
the
seen
thing
a lot of
I've
it.
the thing I've noticed, and I think they've tried to do it the last couple of years, is the first month of the season or first month and a half or whatever, they try to have games at 6:30 ish. Then once the warm
Yeah,
weather hits and it's middle of summer, they start having them at 7 o'clock. So I've noticed that too, and
yeah.
it seems like it's kind of worked. But yeah, there's been a lot of
I like the seven
afternoon
o'clock
games.
games, but I like my 1 o'clock games too. So.
Yeah,
But on the mound today, we got Shane Bieber against Dallas Keuchel, and Dallas Keuchel has been a pain for us for a long time. Even when he was with Houston, we couldn't hit him. He, I know he's getting a little bit older. He's getting into the twilight of his career, but I mean, it's still there. He can still pitch, at least 6, 7 solid innings. So we're gonna have to try and give it to him today. Our hitting has gone down a little bit from the San Francisco series, so we gotta try and jump back. We've had some days off now, so now we're gonna have to go double time today because we got 2 games to play. So we're gonna have to try and get back to back wins here today. This is important. So it's gonna be something. At least we got Bieber on the mound. That Braves Dodgers matchup is gonna be sweet too. Charlie Morton on the mound, and then for the Braves, and then you got Tony Gonsolin for the Dodgers. This should be cool. But got some baseball guns. We'll pick some games. Obviously, we'll start with the 3 o'clock game since Cleveland. I mean, I'm going to be picking Cleveland anyways, so might as well start with this game. Dodgers versus Braves. Mike, give me your insight. Who do you got here?
this is tough, and these current set of series that are going on right now, this is probably one of the better ones. It's been split so far. I think the Dodgers won the first one, right?
Yeah, they
And the
did.
Braves, I'm looking at it right now, they won last night 3-1. So it's a rubber
Yep,
match, Matt. Whoever wins
it's a
wins the
river
series.
match.
But I like the pitching match, like you said, Morton and Gonsolin. I think Gonsolin's made himself into. Yeah, I think he started out in the bullpen in his career, but he's made himself into a good pitcher, and now he's in their starting rotation. So credit to him.
Yeah,
But Charlie Morton's been around a while. We all know that he's been on World Series teams, 2 of them. So and one that went to the World Series with the Rays. So
yeah.
I don't know. It's tough. I, I'm gonna probably say
Max
Dodgers because
Fried
they're.
dominated yesterday. Max Fried he's really like cementing himself as as like a top 10 starting pitcher this
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
Like this cat can play.
And I think he's
So,
put his name on the map in the postseason the last 2 years.
oh yeah, especially last year.
Yeah.
I mean, they relied a lot on Max Fried this past year. So, yeah, I would definitely say that too. I mean, I like the Braves. I always go with the Braves, so I'm going to go with the Braves here. I do like how Freddie Freeman is going out with with the Dodgers so far. Yeah, we talked about the big home run against his former team, but I don't know. Maybe they're better off without him.
I don't
You
know.
never know. I don't know.
I'm not gonna say
We
that.
talked. I don't know. We're gonna see. I mean, whoever wins the world, if the Dodgers win the World Series, then it'll be like, oh, if they had Freddie, then maybe. But if they win it again, it's gonna be like, hey, they can still play without him. So, and then they're getting Ronald back soon too.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be early May. So that's
I
gonna be
just want
something.
I just want to say though with Freddie with the Dodgers, this series obviously he's getting asked a lot of questions playing your former team. I think he's handled it pretty well.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not like throwing anybody under the bus. I know the whole thing with Acuna and him saying that,
Yeah.
or the rumors saying that they didn't get along. He gave his team credit. He loved his time there. He said that how many times, and he said that
It was there
he
for
went,
like 12 years.
and they
so.
said he went into the visitors' dugout to see his old teammates, and
Oh, yeah.
they had their rings and stuff like that. And he's like, I don't want to see it because I want to wait till I can get mine in person, which I respect that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I mean, I think he's this serious. Questions he's gotten asked from reporters. And you don't expect anything else from Freddie to try his best to say the right things. I mean, everybody slips up, but he's
still one of
given
my favorite.
his old
He's
team
still
credit.
like my favorite baseball player.
Yeah.
I like Freddie Freeman. I've liked him for a while.
I hate seeing him with the Dodgers though. I can't stand
Me too. Me too. Because I got that World Series Freeman jersey sitting in there.
Well,
and
not
it's
only
like,
that, I
wow.
just hate seeing any big star with the Dodgers.
Yeah, I know. I do too. Because it seems like everybody goes there. Like if you would have went to like Tampa or even like the Marlins, that'd be like, all right. But you got to go to a top tier team, huh?
That's already built.
Yeah. So I don't know.
But I still like him, but I gotta go rubber match. I'll go Dodgers at home. They're so tough to beat in that stadium.
They are. But I'm gonna roll Braves. So
I hope you're right.
yeah, me too. Oh, me too. But let's go next game here. We'll try and kill some time with baseball because we're gonna take a lot up with basketball and hockey. So we'll predict a couple more games here and we'll swift in. We'll probably do hockey first because NBA might take a while. So next game we got Phillies Rockies. I like the matchup. I like I think his name German Marquez for Colorado on the mound and Zach Eflin for Philly. I like that matchup. Eflin's got some work to do, and so does Marquez. But I mean, they're floating around that 4 ERA mark. That's not bad. But
Yeah.
we've seen some guys that have like 18 ERA, and that's really bad. So 4 is not so bad. But Phillies, they're stacked. They really are, but they need to find the chemistry. They need to find, they're good players, but you throw all those good players on the team and they don't have any playing experience with each other. So it's going to take some time to adjust. They're 4-8 right now. Rockies are rolling. I'm going to stick with the Rockies. They've started off to a great start, 8-3. So I'm gonna go Rockies in this game.
Well, I mean, you look at what the Phillies did in the offseason. I know when me and you were talking about divisions and teams we were thinking to look out for, they were one of them because their lineup's deep. It's one of the better ones.
Yeah.
But you've seen a lot of teams take the approach of let's worry about getting pitchers first, then we could have a average solid lineup to get us by. Phillies didn't do that. They went out and stacked up on their lineup, and they have enough pitching, I guess. I don't know if
Texas didn't do that either.
They just have Aaron Nola
and
they really just have Aaron Nola and Zach Eflin that's going tonight.
Yeah.
So they kind of done the opposite. Their bullpen, they got to piece that together. I mean, I don't like this 4-8 start they're on at all. No. But you would think going to Colorado, struggling team to start out the year, that they would come out and break out the bats because Colorado's the most hitter friendly ballpark there is. Mm-hmm. And they haven't done that. They've lost the last 2 games. I'm just trying to see how many runs they scored in those 2 games. But I mean, like you said, credit to Colorado. They started out great, Matt.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Phillies scored 1 run in the first game, and I mean they scored 5 in the second game, but they didn't win it. So you would like to see them break out the bats in this last game there. put up a bunch of runs, win this game, and move on to the next series.
Yeah, absolutely. But
I got to go Rockies too. I agree with you.
Yeah. Hopefully we can see them stay like they are, because I like this Rockies team. I like Chris Bryant with the Rockies.
I've always liked them.
Oh, me too.
I got
me
a hat.
Too.
I got one of their hats. I always tell you that.
Oh yeah. But I didn't really like him with the Cubs. But I liked him he was with the Rays a long time ago. I liked him with the Rays a little bit.
Yeah.
But all right, let's do next game. Reds versus Padres. Reds are just god awful, so I'm gonna go with the Padres. So I predicted with the Reds, like they lost a couple of their players. Castellanos is gone. He's in Philly, obviously, but I mean they've lost some players that are like, what the heck? Now Naquin's on the IR. I think I saw that Naquin's hurt. So, I mean he had that problem in Cleveland too. He couldn't stay healthy. That's why they got rid of him. So I'm gonna go Padres here. I mean they're 8-5. I like Mackenzie Gore on the mound. So.
And that's somewhat of a blow to Cincinnati because, like you said, you
saw Cleveland.
Naquin's not a great player, but he's an energy guy, and he's done some great things since being in Cincinnati. He's had big home run games, and they've used him a lot in the field. But
hasn't had an inside park though.
No, that's hard to do, Matt.
Oh, he did it once.
I know, but that's hard to do multiple times. You're lucky he did it once. And it was a walk-off, too.
Yeah, I know. I get like the poster right here in my room.
But I just want to say, and it's a long season. I'm not going to overreact. We're 2 weeks in. But so far, I'm right. I told you guys the Pirates will not finish in last place in this division.
No, it's going to be the Reds.
So far, I'm right.
By
3 games.
By 3 games. But we'll see.
But I'm going Padres too. The Reds have. It's kind of surprising because they have some pieces still, even though they traded everybody away. But I mean, bringing in Tommy Pham, I think he has like 2 hits and like close to 30 at bats this season, and he's normally a strong bat. You've seen him in Tampa and you've seen him in St. Louis.
Yeah,
I think
really good
Padres too.
in Tampa. He's really good with Tampa.
Yeah,
that's where he made his name. But
they haven't done anything.
Still early. It's still early, so we're through 10 games though. So we're just gonna have to wait and see. We're through 10 games now. These were teams that are gonna try and put stuff together. We might see teams. This is where that 10 to 20 game stretch is where we're going to see teams trying to figure stuff out and where they want to be. Then, like I said, they're going to be at 30 games. That's the team they're going to be pretty much.
I don't know if I agree with that because you saw after like 50 games.
All right, listen. Like there's a couple of those teams that will break loose, like teams that
like the Nationals a couple years ago.
Yeah, you'll get a team or two that goes on a hot streak or they fall apart. You're going to see that. But for most of the teams, the rhythm they find that around that 30-game mark, even maybe 40-game mark, that's where they're going to be all year, unless you see a slip like we saw in basketball.
Matt, I'd probably say
with Boston.
I'd probably say around June you could start judging. We know what we have.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, you've seen the Braves. The Braves started out kind of slow last year, and you saw
and
2 years ago the Nationals won it. They were like 19-30 or something like that. So
all their outfielders were gone. So Acuna got hurt, Ozuna was suspended, and I think there was one more that was hurt or something, maybe. But that's where they had to pick up Jock Peterson and Eddie Rosario.
Yeah,
so,
and like you said,
made it work.
Like you said, 'cause I know we're going to talk basketball. The Celtics this year. So, I mean,
yeah,
I'd probably say closer to, not at the halfway point, because, I mean, I'd probably say around June you start knowing what you have, and you got to start having a plan of what you're going to do at the deadline. Like, hey, we're competitive right now, but are we going to try to risk it all not risk it all, but are we going to risk pieces to try to go for, a wild card, and we're probably not going to win it. So that I'd probably say around that point, that's when people start, or GMs start being like, hey, what are we doing here? Is this more rebuilding season? Should we stay put? Should we try to go for it? That's around what I say, around June. So that's probably about like 80 or 90 games in, maybe 80.
Something like that.
That's probably what I would say.
Yeah, that's a fair statement. But let's go ahead. 15 minutes in. Let's go next game. Orioles versus the A's. The 3 wins that the Orioles picked up were against the Yankees, and I still love it. They took 3 out of 4 against the Yankees, and that was awesome. But I think you might have saw a little bit of the sun shining on the Dogs' butt a little bit.
Well, so, and that they had 1 win against the Brewers.
They did?
They had 1 against the Brewers, and they took 2 out of 3 from the Yankees. So 2 against the Yankees, 1 against the Brewers.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I thought you were right too, but I was looking at
the
schedule.
I thought they did have 1 against Brewers. I thought I saw 4-game series there. No,
I thought I did too, but I had to look closer.
I was looking at it this morning, and I'm like, what? They played 4 games? So all their wins come against the Yankees? That would have been funny.
Well, more than half came against the Yankees. Yeah, you say that at least.
Yeah. So that might say something about the Yankees. The Yankees always start off slow, though. They always do. They did last year.
I just want to say this about the Yankees. I don't really want to talk about them too much, but
neither do I.
I have a friend that likes the Yankees, and if he's watching this, I'm sorry. I don't like the Yankees. You know this, and I love when they start out slow. I love when they start out slow because their fans do not know how to act when their team loses. Nope. Like, my team's been a loser 80% of my life. They don't and they don't know how to deal with it. It's hilarious.
It's funny. It's very funny. I like
funny.
It. I can't stand them. I can't stand any of their players. Any of them.
I do like Aaron Judge, but
I can't stand Aaron Judge. He's the worst.
He doesn't do anything.
Stanton. He does enough. He's on the Yankees. Oh, you're right. He doesn't do anything. He hits home runs and
he doesn't say anything in the media that aggravates people.
No, but I just can't stand him. But
if it was with the Guardians, you'd love him.
No, I wouldn't.
Stop.
I'd be mad. Stop. No, I would.
Stop.
I swear to God, I'd be mad.
Okay.
I'd be really mad. So they wouldn't do that. They couldn't afford him anyways.
Well, yeah, they just gave Ramirez half their money, so.
Yeah, they can't afford him. But we'll have to see. We'll see if the Yankees can bounce back. They usually do, but I hope they don't. But I'm sick of Boston too. So.
Thank you. I told you I'm sick of them too, and you stick up for them all the time.
I like them, but they don't like. Every once in a while, they get a World Series. Like I think 2018 was the last one, and I like how they get one. Like that's why I like them more. Like they still say significant at least. They're high. They win a World Series every 4 or 5 years or so. Before 2018 was 2013. And before 2013, what was it? 2007? Something like that? Something like that. So every few years or so, every decade, they're going to get one World Series. At least they can stay consistent enough to be a good team. They have a break. Some years they have breakout players. They're just like, hey, I want another one. And they go out and do it. Yankees, all they are is high priced.
That's it.
That's all they are. But just like that, but what is it in Major League? When Roger Dorn pulls up in that fancy car, they're like, I thought we didn't have any high-priced players. Like, forget about him because he's only high-priced.
Well, and Matt, you could say the same thing about a team like the Dodgers because I know they won it a couple years ago, and people argue all the time it was a short season, whatever, but they were the best team in baseball that year, and they won.
Yeah.
But other than that, you could say the same thing about them that you are about the Yankees.
Yep.
Other than that, they had look how many failures they had in the playoffs. High-priced teams, and they didn't do anything. A lot of people
were saying that they were going to be the Buffalo Bills of baseball because they went to 2 World Series and lost.
Yeah.
So that was going to be something. I was laughing.
I wish
I was sad. I was sad, but I like Clayton Kershaw. I think Kershaw is a very solid
I'll give you
pitcher.
That. Yeah, I like him too.
I would have been a little happy if he would have had a couple more rings.
For him, because I agree.
Yeah,
he's the best of our generation.
Oh, yeah. And, if they end up getting it this year, I'm like, that would be good for Freddie. They get another one. But at least he got one with the team that brought him up.
The team he wanted to win it with.
Yeah. Now he's just hunting now. But we'll see. But, all right. What do you say? I think that's all the games. Cleveland does have a doubleheader, but obviously, I'm going to pick them. They need to start hitting. That's the same story every year. We do have Rays versus Cubs. We'll pick this last one, and then we'll be good. They're around the same area too. Rays are 6-6. Cubs are 6-5. So I like Stroman on the mound too for the Cubs. I'm gonna go Cubs here. I say the Cubs take this one.
Yeah, I kind of like what the Rays did. I mean, they lost the first game of the series. They were 5-6 going into last night's game, so they won to even back at 500. They started out slow, but
they did. Yeah.
Who's a pitching matchup? Rasmussen versus Stroman. That's a good one.
Rasmussen, yeah.
I'm gonna go with Tampa.
Okay.
I mean, Cubs. I like the start they've had 6-5. I forgot they even got Marcus Stroman this offseason, but
yeah.
I
what
just
was he?
think
Toronto? Was he Toronto?
Toronto last couple years he was with the Mets.
Yeah, that's right. He was Toronto.
I forgot the Cubs even got him, but I'm gonna go Rays. I think.
Okay.
I think you're gonna get to a point where the next couple weeks they're gonna maybe not catch fire, but maybe start to play better ball. Because you see, Matt, some of these teams you start out the year, contending teams. Some teams start out slow. We just talked about the Yankees, so I'm gonna go Rays.
Okay. But all right, let's move out of baseball. We burned up 22 minutes doing that. Let's talk some hockey here, Mike. Let's try and get to that. Let's try and get to that 40-minute mark, huh? Talking hockey. You think we can do that? We've been doing it all year.
We can do it with anything.
We can do it with anything. But all right, let's talk about our Pens, man. They haven't played in a while. They finally play tomorrow. I think that's good. They get a rest because they need one, and they've been losing. Yes, everybody is starting to think that they're going to be that same old Penguins team that dips out in the first round again. Everybody's calling them overrated. It's looking like it, but they can't let the doubters take over. They can't. They just have to go out there and focus on the game at hand. And yeah, I know the injuries are going to come here and there. I mean, look, we were Cleveland fans, so
yeah.
But I mean, you just got to do what you got to do. DeSmith is a solid goaltender here and there. He lets up some shots, and I'm like, are you serious? But so does Jari. So.
Well, that's what I meant when I was saying that yesterday. Like, he's not great, but it's a decent backup.
Yeah. So we're going to have to see. We got Bruins tomorrow. Bruins are going to be tough. We just lost to them the last time we played. But it's going to be something. Oh, my God.
Matt, turn your ringer off.
Well, if you weren't texting me during the show, I'd be all right.
It wasn't me.
Yeah, But you're the only mic I have in my contact. If you got to go to the bathroom, go.
I don't have to. Come on.
All right. But, yeah, I mean, the only injury you have is Tristan Jarry. He's at least to April 16th.
Yeah.
Wait, what's today? That's the date that they last checked on him, I guess.
Yeah, last evaluated.
So hopefully they can get him back for the playoffs. Who's there? Now, obviously, DeSmith would be the goaltender, but he can't do this all by himself. Who are they going to bring up here?
Do they carry 3 goalies? They should.
They might. I'm looking.
Jari. No, it's just those two. So
it's just those two?
He gets hurt.
So it's going to be DeSmith.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's not going to be good. Relying on one goaltender the whole time? Oh, no. Because that's the way. I mean, I remember DeSmith. I remember when Jari was the backup with Matt Murray. It was Murray and Jari, and then DeSmith was the third stringer. Now what? Murray's gone. Now it's Jari and DeSmith. Now that they should have another guy there.
Well, it's too late because you can't make trades now. There's 5 games left, and then
wait a minute here. There is. They have one more goalie. His name's Louis Domingue. Louis Domingue. That's
Where's
what it says.
At?
He's on the roster here on ESPN.
I didn't see him.
He's like 30 something years old. I mean, he's 6'3", 208 pounds. Louis Domingue. Number 70.
I don't see him on this roster. I must be looking.
He's right here. I'm looking at him.
Well, I believe you, but It's good.
See.
They better have a third goalie.
Yeah, they better. So he's right-handed. He's a right-hander. He's the only right-handed goalie we have. Maybe that's a change we need because the Smith and Jari are left-handed. So maybe we need the guy with the right hand. Maybe we need to change it up.
I mean, throw them in these last couple. They already have a playoff spot clinched up. Let's see what they got to close out. I mean, throw them in against a team that's like out of it. Like throw them in against Philly. Let's see what he can do. Throw them against Detroit. They're out of it.
I'd throw them in here tonight.
I wouldn't. I think the Smith gives you a better chance to win.
Tomorrow, I meant.
Yeah, tomorrow. The Smith gives you a better chance to win, and they're playing a team, Boston, that they just lost to, so you'd like to at least split with them.
It was a nail biter, 2-1 they lost. I like how we've been splitting with these teams. Like we split with the Islanders back-to-back, and hopefully we can get a split with the Bruins as well. But it's coming down to the end. We're third in the Metro. Let me go back here. Carolina, I think Carolina's still at the top. Carolina and the Rangers, yeah, Carolina is tied, actually, with the Rangers. And honestly, I'd rather play Carolina. I don't want to play that Rangers team again. I don't. If the Rangers take the 1 seed, then we have to play Carolina because the 2 and 3 play each other. So I'd rather play Carolina.
You know what, Matt? Part of me, you're not going to like hearing this, but part of me would rather play New York.
We can't beat New York.
Well, let's break that then. I'm tired of hearing that.
Oh, I don't know.
I heard on the again. You're gonna make fun of me because I've been saying this almost every show, but
yeah,
I was listening to the Pittsburgh radio again.
We might drop. I mean, the Capitals are right behind us too. Capitals have 96 and we have 97, so we might just drop into the wild card.
Yeah. So who would we play then? We'd play either Carolina or I do not want to play Florida. Heck no.
No.
So they got to stay in there.
Yeah. They got you can't mess around with these last couple of games. You can't.
Or we played Carolina. Yeah. Yeah. Because Florida's in the other division.
Yeah.
So, but I kind of want to play New York. Let's stop this thing of we can't beat New York teams. And like I said, I was listening to the radio again, and Matt, I know it hasn't seemed this way when we played the Islanders the last couple of years, but teams are different in the regular season when you play them compared to when you play them in a series.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're preparing for one game compared to preparing for a whole series. And they haven't done that with the Islanders, but, I mean, let's break this thing about we can't beat New York teams. I'm tired of it.
Me too.
And I don't
need to break it.
I'm not saying it's because Carolina's ahead of them in standings, but Carolina to me is a better team, I think.
Yeah, they are. But
so, I want to play a team that you're not going to go into any series in the playoffs that you're going to say, hey, we're confident. Unless you're Florida or, Tampa, who's defending champ. But you're not going to go into any series being like, hey, this is going to be easy.
Yeah, I wish we were that team, but we're not.
I've never had that luxury of saying that with any of my teams.
No,
like, I've never had, maybe the Cavs, but I've never had that luxury of being like,
well, not even with them. I mean, I was always nervous to play Golden State.
Yes, I'd rather. That's what I'm. Well, I knew we were going to get to the finals, but even along those ways, they made it stressful. I've never had a team once in my life saying, "Hey, I know they're going to win the whole thing." Like Golden State was, like you could probably say about Florida this year, or other teams in hockey. But wouldn't it just be nice?
Yeah, it would be. It would be a lot, and I'm sure you like to say it about your Cowboys too.
I'd never say it about them.
No. They haven't won a Super Bowl in 1995, so
I wasn't even alive yet. My parents didn't even meet yet.
Oh, jeez. My sister was. I think that's the year my sister was born. 1995. I don't know.
It'd be nice.
It would be nice, but it would be nice for Pittsburgh too. But it's not going to happen. But watch Pittsburgh now. What they get a Super Bowl now, first year without them. What do you feel? Are you serious? I mean, I'd still be happy, but
I'd be happy. Ben did his job. He had two of them.
Yeah,
are you gonna be happy because Ben's not there?
No, but it's weird after somebody's with your team for that long, and it's gonna be weird with Sid. After Sid
but if you start winning though, that makes some of those feelings kind of go away.
Yeah.
If Ben leaves and they suck for 3-4 years until he gets an actual quarterback.
Yeah.
Not saying Trubisky isn't, but I mean like a franchise guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then some of that kind of goes away. But if they stink, yeah, it's like, oh, I just wish Ben was back.
Yeah.
But we're talking about
I mean,
the Penguins. I kind of thought of, the last couple of years, it's had that image of like, hey, they just get in the playoffs, lose in the first round, maybe get in the second. Remember they kind of had that, Matt, before they won those 2 cups. I remember the one year they lost to the Rangers in the playoffs. They lost to, I think, the Rangers maybe twice. They lost to somebody else. And then that year, the first cup, they won in 16. It's like, they're probably going to lose again in the first round. Then they go on a run and win the Stanley Cup. And the next year they do it again. So you don't know in hockey, but you don't know in any playoffs, but you don't know in hockey. And like I said, let's break that image that we're just going to get in the playoffs and lose in the first round. Because it's starting to feel like they're going to lose in the first round, but you don't know.
Yeah, you don't.
So, how about on the west side? What do we got on the west? We have 4 spots still open.
Yeah. Where is it? Yeah. Let me look.
Nashville got a good win last night against Flames in overtime in a shootout.
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
they need to keep.
They sure did.
That was an important game for them to stay. I think they're the wild card in the Central, which is probably where they're going to be because. I mean, they're 10 games out of third place, but Dallas is behind with 2, so that was an important win last night for them.
Yeah. So Edmonton and so everybody except Edmonton, the Kings, the Predators, and the Stars have clinched. So the Avalanche, Minnesota, and the Blues and the Flames have all clinched. So these teams haven't clinched yet. Like obviously they want to clinch. I'm pretty sure Dallas is. I think they're all set right now. Vegas, like all these teams are going to be in, I bet, because I mean Vegas is there. I mean, 87 points where Dallas has 91. I mean, but I don't know. I don't know if they can make it. This would be the first year Vegas doesn't make the playoffs.
Yeah,
you realize that? So I don't know. This might be the year where they don't make it. So
and I mean Dallas.
They've been a flashy team for a little bit. Now those expansion players I got, people are starting to figure them out. They're getting old. So.
Losing guys want money, draft picks. Yeah. But I mean, we're talking about the wild card standings in the West. I mean, Dallas can still catch Nashville. Like I was saying, they're only 2 points behind them. But I think it's I mean, Vegas could still make a run and get in. They're 4 points behind, but I think it's pretty much going to be between Nashville and Dallas. And like I said,
I think so too.
Well, I mean, Vancouver's 87 points too. So.
Yeah.
But I'd probably put my money on it being Nashville and Dallas or maybe Vegas, but I don't know what you're going to get out of Vancouver.
Neither do I. It's going to be something though. It's going to be something. I love playoff hockey. I do. It's fun to watch. So it's going to be a heck of a playoff this year. You never know who's going to get to the end. Like, there's no clear path.
And
it's all wide open.
Vegas can still get in the top 3 in the Pacific. They're only 5 points behind the Kings, and they're at 92.
Yeah.
So the Kings got to stay on pat if they want to stay in there. This is a fun race. This West we talked about yesterday, not too much, but
Vegas has lost 2 in a row.
I want to see who takes these last 4 spots. Yeah, and like you said about Vegas,
they've lost 4 in a row. I'm looking at their schedule right now. Let's see if they have an easy one to finish out. So they get to play Washington. I think that's tonight at 10 o'clock. Washington's a tough battle team. They're going to be in it, and so if Washington wins tonight, they jump us. They jump Pittsburgh. So we need Vegas to win. So Washington, San Jose, then they got to play Dallas, Chicago, and St. Louis. So. It's going to be, I mean, maybe they'll probably get wins against at least Chicago, maybe San Jose. But, I don't know. We're going to have to see. Hopefully they can get a win tonight because Pittsburgh's in trouble.
Yeah, and I hate this. We just had this with Cavs. At this point here, we're slipping a little bit, and we've got to watch for a team to hope for them to beat somebody else so we can stay where we're at. I hate that.
Me too.
And the Penguins put themselves in this position. They did because I know they've had a couple injuries, but started out hot, and they've, like I said, similar to the Cavs, started out hot, and they're falling apart. So you got to start. I talked about this with March Madness, Matt, and I talked about it with the NBA playoffs. I love when a team is, hot going in. And the Penguins got 5 games to get hot and get this figured out.
Yeah, they just gotta win. I wouldn't be too obviously I'm worrying about the teams below them, but I wouldn't be too worried about them if I were them. Just focus on winning, and you'll be all right.
Yeah.
So that's all there is to it. Just win. Just win. Don't let it come down to the scenarios. Just go out there and play your game and try and win it.
I mean, and they got 5 games left, and their toughest one's probably tomorrow against Boston. So win that one and get it out of the way, and then you can worry about losing the last 4 games. Because, I mean, Detroit's had a good year, but that's a game they should win. Philly stinks. That's a game they should win. Yeah, you're right. But, I mean, the last couple games are games that they should win. So you can use those as tune-up games to get ready for the playoffs.
Yeah,
so,
that is true.
I mean, they got to get it figured out. And they're running out of time. They got 5 games left.
Yeah, it's always our teams that run out of time. They just run out of time.
They run out of gas.
Yeah,
Cavs run out of gas. I mean, they've.
Oh yeah.
Are we done with hockey? Because I'm going to start ranting about.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, go ahead. Let's go ahead and move into basketball now. We almost got to 2:40.
I'm just going to say this out, get it out of the way, then we can talk about the games tonight and maybe talk about last night's games. But I'm not using the excuse that the Cavs had a lead on Atlanta, 14 points I think it was. They lost it.
Yeah.
I'm going to flat out say it. Be honest with you, they lost that game. They should have won it. They had a 14-point lead. You're at home. They let Trae Young get hot. They lost. But it just makes you wonder, what difference would it have made if they were healthy? I'm not saying they would have won. I'm not saying if we were healthy, we would have won. I'm not blaming it on injuries.
They had all their players. I mean, I know Jared Allen wasn't 100%, but he's still in there. He didn't play a lot either, I don't think. So.
And I got in this argument with my one buddy. Not argument, but we were just talking about it. He's like, oh, just, don't blame the loss on injuries. I was like, I'm not. They should have beat Atlanta. They had a 14-point lead. They lost it. They didn't deserve to win that game. But it just makes you wonder, like, they were the second I saw a stat. They were like top 3 in like most injured teams throughout the year. I think they might have been second to last, or second most time of injury. You've had guys like Sexton's been out all year, Matt. We lost Rubio. Everybody's been hurt at some point. So it just makes you wonder if they were healthy, like at least half of that, what they would have done. Would they have slipped that much?
It wore them down.
They just ran out of gas.
Darius was exhausted because everything's been on him the whole year.
Yeah.
So.
And I listened to Kobe Altman's press conference yesterday. To like his last, whatever they call it, wrap up for the season. Yeah. And he's saying, like, coming down the stretch, they had injuries coming down the stretch probably just as much as they had at the beginning of the season. And he's like, the amount of workload that was on Darius' shoulders, and he accepted it, but it just, and he didn't, I'm not putting this part in his mouth, but he pretty much said, like, it caught up to them. Like, it was all on Darius, and, it just ran out of gas. Those are my words.
It happens. They just run out of gas, Gas prices are too high, so.
But they are too high.
Yeah.
But it sucks watching Miami and Atlanta because I think I said it yesterday, but I'm not saying the Cavs would have beat them in the series. I'm not saying that, but I think they might have been a better matchup. I think.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. Atlanta has some good players, but without Trae Young, what would they be? So.
That's fair. And they have injuries too.
Yeah, they sure do. They sure do have injuries. He quickly up 2-0 in the series. Let's jump into this now. Miami Heat, man, they're cruising. They were in the finals just 2 years ago, and last year they missed it. And they're trying to refocus and get back to where they want to be. Jimmy Butler's searching for that ring. I believe he can get it with Miami. I think Miami's a team for him to get it with. And it's kind of sad. I know I liked him with the Bulls a lot. I like Derrick Rose and Jimmy Butler. Yeah, that was sweet. And I think if Rose stayed healthy and they stayed with the Bulls, I think the Bulls could have a championship at least. But the Bulls, they're good too. They're in it. I don't know what they're going to do, but they're kind of falling behind. But we're going to have to see. I like this Heat team. 10-point win last night. Jimmy Butler, 45 points. Like, he's on a mission.
Yeah.
He was on a mission. So We're just gonna have to see. Pelicans jumped up and said, "Hey, not so fast, not so fast, Phoenix." Uh, Chris Paul was not fooled though by Grand Theft Alvarado. He's like, "I see you hiding back there. Go!" Like I watched that video so many times. Like you're not gonna fool Chris Paul. He's been doing this way too long, and obviously they did their film on them too. Like they're not gonna let he won't do that ever again. He can try, but it's not gonna happen. So, but they snuck up. Devin Booker did go down. Was it like a hamstring injury? Hopefully, it's nothing too serious because
it didn't
Booker
look too
went
bad.
off. She had 31 points last night. So
that first half, he went off.
Yeah, I'm just laughing because LeBron and the Lakers, they couldn't stand Brandon Ingram. Now look at Ingram now, dropping 37 points last night, and him and the Pelicans are laughing. Like, yeah, you can have Anthony Davis. Go ahead. Like, they don't even have Zion, and they're still
here's my
thing
team. With the Pelicans. Well, actually, real quick with Miami, yeah, good win for them last night. I think Atlanta started off to a better start. That's why they kept things close compared to game one. Jimmy Butler, what do you have, 40 what?
45 points, 5 rebounds.
And I just saw it before we came on ESPN. He's the fifth, or no. It's the fifth time in Heat history, but he's the fourth player in Heat history to have 40-plus in the playoff game. LeBron was like twice, D-Wade and somebody else. But yeah, so that was good for Miami. But yeah, with this Suns team, it's kind of like, you don't want to say it, but it seems like injuries are going to not hold them back, but it's going to play some factor here because you got Devin Booker, who he went off in the first half, like I said, and then he tweaked his hamstring. It didn't look too bad, like at least the look on his face, but you don't know that. He might have been just trying to keep that up to himself. But
maybe.
I mean, Chris Paul still kind of hobbled, but I got to give New Orleans credit because they stuck out a game, Matt. And you're an 8 seed. Yeah. You took one of the 2 games to start the series on the road. You can't ask for anything better. And in terms of what they have, Matt, you brought up Brandon Ingram. How about him?
Suns may win the.
No, go ahead.
Suns may take the series, but it was.
I think they are, but
they are. But it was good to get the Pelicans one playoff win like that. Like that was a nail biter.
I hope they get one at home too. Why not?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I like the Suns too much.
I do too.
I hope they go. I do too. I want to see Suns Heat so bad in the finals, and I'm gonna try and get. I'm gonna try and get down there and maybe see it, but I have to work some stuff out. But if Miami go to the finals,
Matt, Suns versus Heat. The names.
Yeah. Suns, Heat, East versus West.
Yeah.
Like Phoenix is all the way on the west, and the Heat's all the way down south. South. Actually, it's south. South versus
East
West.
Coast, but they're down south.
East Coast, but they're down south. But that would be something. That would be an NBA Finals to see.
It would be.
I'd love to see that.
I think a lot of people are hoping for that one.
Oh yeah, me too.
Or a repeat of last year. That'd be pretty cool.
Milwaukee versus Phoenix. I like that too. I like the Grizzlies too. Grizzlies. They showed their dominance last night, 124-96. John Morant went off 23 points. Karl Anthony Towns 15 points. That's good. But that first game he went off.
Yeah.
And now it's starting to bite up. Well, I bet you the Grizzlies take the gentleman's sweep now. I bet you. Well, I've been saying to my dad, some of these low seed teams, your 7 and your 8 seeds, especially on the West, because the Timberwolves and the Pelicans are going up against the monsters of the West Coast, the Grizzlies and the Suns. They might sneak a game or so out, but those teams are going to take care of business.
Here's the thing: you didn't really expect that, or at least I didn't, because you got a team. I mean, on the East side, I forget what Atlanta's record was, but they were 2 games below the Cavs, or a game or 2 below the Cavs.
They're 43 and 39, I think.
Okay, yeah, so they're over 500. The 8th seed in the East. You got the 8th seed in the West, the Pelicans. They're 10 games under 500. You don't really see that. Yeah. You usually see that type of stuff on the East side.
And you don't see that at all.
You usually see it on the East side of things.
Yeah.
The last decade, people painted the
64
Eastern Conference.
Games.
Yeah.
That's just insane.
It's 20 games better than who the team they're playing. But one more thing with the Pelicans, I got to give them their credit because I like how you brought up Brandon Ingram because Matt, if you have Brandon Ingram and you have C.J. McCollum and you have
Yeah,
even role
McCollum's
players like
looking
Devontae
sweet
Graham,
too. Yeah, yeah.
I think I would agree with 6 there, but I don't think 7.
Maybe, maybe 6 games. Maybe.
I don't think there's any 7, but
I don't know. I don't know.
last thing on the Pelicans, I think they have
There
something
might be.
to work for
You never
with
know.
with the names I just mentioned. But yeah, with Memphis and Minnesota last night, I think they said that was Memphis's largest playoff victory ever, like in terms, margin of victory.
Yeah.
24, 124-96. They went off. They had a good bounce back game. You expect it from a team like them that's number 2 seed, but they're a different type of number 2 seed, Matt. They're a young team.
Yeah.
Young
They're
number
very
2
young.
seed.
They're
That they haven't been a 2 seed before.
Yeah, they have. Yeah. I can't remember the last time Memphis was in the playoff. I don't know. It's been a while.
I think I know offhand. Maybe 2016.
When was the last time they were favorites? Like, to maybe go?
Well, I remember when one of the years the Spurs and Heat played, they were in the Western Conference Finals against the Spurs.
I think, yeah.
Hold on,
Didn't I know they had I know Vince Carter played for them for a little bit.
Hold on. Yeah, I think it was the year that they made it.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm trying to find it. 2017, they lost the Western Conference first round.
Okay.
To the Spurs.
To the Spurs. Okay, I figured.
Yeah. Guys, just so you know, the last time the Grizzlies won a playoff series was 2015. They beat the Portland Trailblazers in the Western Conference first round.
Okay.
Yep, I got that up.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So it's been a while.
Then they lost Golden State, and they were up against Golden State in that series 2-1.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that now. I do. But it's this playoffs is gonna be sweet. I mean, it's already sweet. I like watching it. There's gonna be more on tonight. Let's get into these games tonight, Mike. 12 minutes left in the show. Nets Celtics. Listen, they got under Kyrie's skin. I don't know
if I'd say that.
I don't know. I mean, he's giving them the fingers.
Yeah, but he still dropped like 20 points in the second half.
Yeah, but I don't know.
He shut them up, but the Nets didn't.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Celtics may take. I think stuff is going to get serious when they go back to Brooklyn. I think, and now they're talking about Ben Simmons is ready to go at Game 4. I think they said.
Yeah, whatever. So, who cares about him?
Yeah, who cares? So, in case he comes off and goes mad dog, I think the Celtics, they got this. I think the Celtics are going to win this series. It might go 6, maybe 7 games, but I think the Celtics are going to pull this one out. And I think the Nets are going to wear them down where they probably will drop the next round. That's what I'm guessing right now.
Well, I don't know if I've gave like series predictions, at least on this one.
Yeah.
I said it's going to go 7, but I don't really know who's going to win it. But I'm going to stick by my prediction of it going 7 games. And for it to go 7 games, I mean, the Nets don't have to win for that to happen. But I would like to think, for as good as they, I mean, they're 7 seed. They've been inconsistent, but they've had all the things they've had this year. We talked about. We don't have to repeat it. But as good as they are with Kyrie and Kevin Durant and some other pieces they have, I would like to think they get one of these 2 on the road. So I think tonight I'm gonna go with the Nets for that reason. But we'll see. They could lose tonight. They could lose tonight and win their 2 home games, and it could still go 7. So they don't have to win tonight for my prediction. But I would like to think that it's going to go back and forth. So I'm gonna go Nets for that.
I'm gonna go Celtics here. I think they just got the edge right now. Kevin Durant's got to go off. What did he have in that last game? I mean, I'm sure he dropped some points, but I noticed he missed some shots too. Some of his shots weren't going. So
he had 23. Kyrie had 39.
Yeah. So usually you see Kevin Durant go off like 30, 40 points. It's low for him to get something 20 points is still good, but we'll see. But they're saying here Game 4 realistic target for Ben Simmons. But, I mean, he's going to be the same thing that happened with Philly. Now, that would be something. Nets versus Philly in the playoffs, and then Simmons back. That'd be something to see.
I think that would have to be the conference finals.
Would that be It might be, yeah.
Because if Miami wins and Philly wins, they'd play each other in the second round. So
yeah, oh man.
Brooklyn or Boston would play. Who's the other one?
Bulls or Bucks.
Yeah. So we can get a rematch. If the Nets win, we can get a rematch of last year's second round.
Yeah.
Nets.
But let's jump in here now. Let's jump in the Bulls and the Bucks. Can the Bulls jump back here, or are the Bucks just the dominant? And oh my goodness, yeah, that's not too good for the Mavericks. They play tonight?
Yeah, I think
it's not on here.
No, they don't. They play tomorrow night.
They play tomorrow night. Okay, but what do you think here? Can the Bulls snap out of it? Can DeRozan, shake that rust off a little bit and go off? I don't know, because he's been their guy.
It's tough. Well, I'm not going to question him. I know he's going to show up.
He'll show up. Giannis is just one of those premier players. Like, he's really, he's dominating. Like, Giannis is going to be Giannis. So,
but the thing that concerns me with the Bulls, and I think it's a pretty obvious one, is you're playing the defending champs, and a lot of these guys on the Bulls roster don't really have playoff experience. Like, Vucevic was with the Magic. He had I think he made it twice when he was there. Well, he does, but like Vucevic has little. I think he's been in 2 first-round series. That's it.
Caruso has it.
But I mean, Lonzo really doesn't have any. I don't. Was he in the playoffs with the Pelicans?
Who?
Lonzo Ball.
No, he doesn't.
So yeah, there's one. Where's the other one at? Kobe White hasn't been in the playoffs. He's been playing a lot too.
Well, he's young. He just got drafted.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying a lot of their guys, you're going up to defending champs, and you don't have much playoff experience on your roster. That's one thing that really sticks out. Like, I know Dosunmu, he's a rookie, but
that'd be good for him. Sick too.
Yeah,
I like watching him play. He kind of reminds me of what. Yeah, Zach LaVine.
This is his first time in the playoffs for as good as he's been.
Oh yeah. But the way I see Dosunmu, like he's, you remember Emmanuel Quickly last year, how he broke out, like he was a good player for the Knicks, and this is Dosunmu with the Bulls. It's the same thing. Hopefully, Quickly and the Knicks can quickly get back to where they were last year, because that was I think a lot of it has to do with what's his name?
Their personnel, but.
Yeah, but who's that one player that wants out? I think they need the clear space. I don't know. What's his name? I don't know. Who cares? Julius Randle.
Oh, he wants out. I didn't know that.
I don't know, but I guess there's been some problems there. But we're gonna have to see. But I don't know. This series could go either way. I want the Bulls, but I mean Milwaukee's is tough. I mean, I don't know. If the Bulls can pull this one out tonight, I think they got more decent of a shot. But you can't go 2-0 against Milwaukee. You cannot fall 2 games to none.
Yeah.
And then go back. They'd be going back to Chicago. But, I mean, like we said this with the past couple teams. If they can get one game on the road and you can come back home and try and win both games there, that's better. So try and nail one out here on the road.
Well, yeah, and I think that's important because, again, you're playing Milwaukee, the defending champs, and after this game, you go home for games 3 and 4. You'd like to think Milwaukee would take one of those. I mean, they're capable of winning one on the road. So you think as good as Milwaukee is, they're going to take one of those. So I'm not. This isn't actually. You probably say this is a must-win for the Bulls for that reason.
It is.
You don't want to fall behind 2-0, and like I said, if you split these first 2 games. You go home, and again, you want to win both on your home court, but if you split both of those, you're 2-2, and you got a 3-game series to try to win the series. So I'd probably say this is a must-win for the Bulls.
Yeah, it is. So I'm going to go Bulls here because I think they're going to come out and really fight tonight. So I'll go Bulls here tonight. Who do you got here?
I think they're going to come out and fight, but I don't know if it's going to be enough.
I don't know. We're going to see. We're going to see all the Bulls tonight. We're going to see what they can do tonight.
Yeah.
But, all right, let's go ahead and pick this final game.
By the way, Cleveland's up 9-0 right now.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Jeez. The second inning? Gosh, what happened?
Second inning. Something happened.
Gosh.
I just saw that. But all right, let's pick this final game and let's call it a day here, Mike. Sixers, Raptors. This is clear cut. The Raptors are a young team. They got some good players, but Philly is too much. It's gonna be too much.
And they're too much, and Toronto has some key injuries.
Yeah. So
I mean, Scott. Let me see the injury report here. Scotty Barnes is a game time decision. I think Gary Trent. I think he's playing tonight. So that's good to have him back. But we'll see if Barnes is going to give it a go tonight. But even if he does, I think they could win a game at home. But I don't think it's going to be this one. Maybe the last one to maybe extend the series so they don't get swept. Yeah. But yeah, I got to go Philly. I think they're too strong. And at some point, you would think James Harden's going to start playing like James Harden. I mean, 14 points in game 2. That's not him. So you would think at some point this series, maybe to move on in another series, he's got to. You would think he's got to do something.
He's got to do something. Bottom line.
And I think the last thing, I think Philly's kind of in Toronto's head a little bit because you saw Nick Nurse arguing with Joel Embiid about the foul calls.
Yeah.
So that stuff's in Toronto's head. So that right there, they kind of got him.
It is. Don't worry about Nick Nurse. I know what he said, but don't worry about him arguing about the calls. Just play it. He's worried about Nick Nurse, not the game.
Joel Embiid, yeah.
Yeah. So come on, man. But all right, let's wrap it up here. I've been Matt Morrison here on the Casual Sports Podcast with Mike Wolfgang. We'll be all here tomorrow. All of us tomorrow. You'll be back.
10-0 now, by the way.
It's 10-0 Cleveland. Let's go. Hopefully they keep going. But all right, well, be sure to stay tuned for Power Hour coming up next on YSN Live. We'll see you all tomorrow.